Hi guys, and as you can see today I've got for you the brand new 2025 Kia Sportage. The Sportage of course has a long lineage, a long heritage. It's a very important car for Kia. It is their best seller in Europe, in UK, in fact globally. So this is quite a crucial car for them. And what they've done for 2025 is actually not give us a new car, but give us an update. So you can see the facelift, you can see immediately it's got a new front end on it. And this front end sort of brings it more in line with the rest of the Kia family, if you like. So you can recognize the headlight arrangement that they've got on there. You'll see that on some of the EVs as well. So it's an update, it's a spruce up. It isn't vastly changed. So I'll put all the details and all the spec on the screen. This one is a hybrid. There's also a petrol one. This hybrid, this is a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder. It's got 235 brake horsepower, 265 Newton meters of torque, gives a 121 miles per hour top speed and a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 7.9 seconds. You'll notice the petrol one is actually a little bit slower. It's about a second and a half slower. It's down on power. It's got about the same torque. And on economy, there's only about 10 miles per gallon difference as well. This one, combined fuel economy, is about 50 miles per gallon. Emissions, 128 grams per kilometer. It's a 6-speed automatic. This one is a front-wheel drive. The car that you see behind me is the GT line spec, and this one is 36,925. Of course, like I said, I'll put all the range prices on the screen. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the car. We'll look at this detail, look at the front here. We'll also check out the boot space, the rear, the front, and of course, we'll take it for a little bit of a drive.
A brown car guy.
So as mentioned, this is the 5th generation car, which has been out for a while, but this of course is its midlife update, its refresh. And at the front, you'll see the new stacked LED headlights, which are sort of a signature thing for Kia now. And there's also what they call the Kia Star Map daytime running lights. Okay. And they talk about the classic tiger nose. I think it's becoming less and less of a tiger nose. There's a little bit of a pinch there, but I think it's just becoming a standard Kia family look now on this car. Around the side, you've got pretty much the same silhouette and profile that it had before. There are options of 17, 18, 19. These are the huge 19-inch rims on this car. Imagine on a Kia Sportage, 19-inch rims. Can you imagine? And at the back, not a lot of difference. So like I said, the side profile is much the same. At the back, you do get a redesigned bumper. And the tailgate crease has been changed a little bit to make it look a little bit wider and more purposeful. So that's basically it. Right, so let's open the boot, and I can tell you that the boot on the regular car has 591 liters of boot space, but on the hybrid is slightly less, 587. So that's just 4 liters less, you know. But if you take the seats down, as you can do, as you can see, and if I open this up to give you a better view, and you can see how the seats are split fold, 60-40, then that increases quite dramatically, and you get nearly 1,780 liters of boot space. You've got a lever here to drop the rear seats. You've got a hook there, and that goes for the other side as well. You've got a power supply, which is just down here. Another hook, I guess that's for the net, and under this floor, you do get, and of course it is a double floor, so you can put it on 2 levels, so you can lower the floor. Otherwise this is flush with this, but you could lower it as well. And then of course underneath you've got compartments to stow various things as well. Okay, so here we are in the back of the new Kia Sportage. And I have reviewed this car before, and you have seen me get into the back of it. There hasn't been a lot of change in here, but again, just in terms of, look at that. I like this has got a little bit of a hook here. Actually, I think I know what this is for. This is so you can put your tablet or your screen or whatever there, so you can view it. So that's quite handy. Although, if it goes in that far, how much of it do you get to see? Anyway, or maybe you could just hang your coat. But you have another hook down here as well. But you have 2 vents here, and you appear to have climate control buttons here as well. There's a little pocket down there. There is, of course, seat back pockets, and you get your USB-C there in the sides of each of these seats. And again, another hook there. They really like their hooks in the back of this car, don't they? Loads of room back here, not too bad. The seats look like they recline. There's a little bit of, there's definitely Isofix Chelsea anchor points. Let's just check out the armrest, and indeed it has cup holders in it. Headroom is not too bad. Knee room is not too bad. I've literally just got in the car. I haven't really driven it, but I have kind of set this seat for myself. So this is pretty much my driving position. I'm 6'1" and a bit, so on the tall side with longer legs, and actually, so that's not too bad if you think about it in terms of my body frame. I'm actually quite comfortable considering that I can even wiggle my feet around. That's not too bad at all. And the shins are quite clear as well, not an issue. So for regular sized people, actually this will be quite a spacious and comfortable car, that's for sure. Now, back to the seat back. Does it recline? Yes, it does. So I wasn't wrong about that. It did feel like, because that is quite far back actually, and I think that probably, you know, that would be a normal thing. So it was reclined a little bit. So there you go. You can actually recline the rear seats. So how luxurious is that? The front looks quite nice. Time to get in there. Okay, here we are. Check out the pedals on this. Wow. There's quite a bit of thought has gone into this. In fact, look at this. Look at this little ridge that they've put here. So sometimes, this is like, for example, when you can't reach that bit, and then you can pull it from that bit. Thoughtful little touches from Kia, right? All the controls down here as you'd expect. Oh, battery reset, interesting. That button there, that's interesting. And the parking brake is here. That's unusual. That is very unusual. I was not expecting that. As you can see, it's got this big, I think it's a 12.3-inch new curved display. You can see it's curved across here. So let's start it up. Obviously, this is the interior. Love these seats. Look at the headrest. Fantastic. And what's it? Dynamica material, I think they've got on there. It looks like Alcantara to me. Maybe that's a different trim anyway, but this looks like Alcantara and leather mix, which is quite nice. Let's start it up. There's a starter button here. So let's see what happens when we do that. So let's press start it. And oh, wow, look at that. No sound, because it's a hybrid, so start up in electric mode, obviously. Over here, you've got all your infotainment and stuff like that. Over here, there's your instrument panel. And again, it's not quite seamless because you can see where it cuts off there, but it's one continuous screen. So this is your screen here. Again, we are on a press launch. We haven't got a lot of time with the car, so I ain't going to go into too much detail on this. But I think this is where you can, there you go. So you've got tire pressure display, current trip, you've got your compass, lane keep, all the rest of it. So actually, let's put it back onto trip meter. So you've got controls obviously here, you've got drive mode. What is drive mode? Oh, right, okay, look at that. So you've got sport and you've got eco. Well, that's it, you only got the two options. You've got sport and eco. So then got a normal mode. That's unusual, right? Because normally you have a normal, you have eco and then sport. They got eco and then they got sport. I'm guessing that would be for a customization button because I don't see it doing anything. So you've got a custom button on here as well. And then obviously over here you've got this big screen. Is it a touch screen? Yes, of course it is. Yep, there you go. Navigation and all the rest of it. Then we'll go back there again and you got your
guidance will start now.
Oh, no, it's just engines just come on. So you can see the revs are there now. So the engines come on. So the revs are on this side. Radio, this I guess is the battery maybe. Oh, no, this is the speed on this side. And there's the battery there, and then there's the fuel. There is no route guidance. I haven't put it in. I've got to plug my phone in, etc. to do that. And there you've got, oh yeah, you can scroll through. You've got YouTube, games, setting, entertainment. Look at that. Phone, voice memo, weather, calendar, sports, valet mode, in-car payment. What are you paying for? In-car payment. What are you paying for? Kia Service Connect app. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. I hope they're not charging for heated seats or what have you. What have we got here? Settings. Vehicle. Driver assistance. Interesting. Oh, so look at that. That's all your ADAS, eco vehicle, coasting guidance, climate, lights, doors. There's a lot of stuff in this, isn't there? Oh my goodness. There's a lot that you can play with. You've now got ChatGPT built into these. So I don't exactly know where that is. Oh, okay, so that also is a home screen map. Yeah, so that also actually changes that as well, media. So you can actually do that. So you got buttons and touchscreen. Although these are still kind of touch. So the sound just come on. Yeah. So although these are also touch buttons, you want physical buttons. But anyway, so they got buttons and they got touchscreen. But where's the temperature? Ah, look at that. So actually the screen completely changes. There you go. Screen completely changes when you go into temperature. There you go, a map, and then temperature, and then there you can set the temperature and all that. And then the knobs actually change as well. The functionality of the knobs, interesting. Over here, got screen with multiple charging outlets, it seems, down there. Well, at least two. What's that for? Oh, I see, you can select between them. Let's close that. You got heated seats, you got heated steering wheel. This is your gear selector, park, auto hold, cup holders. If I take the key out and press that, there you go. That comes around. And then over here you've got a cubby box with another 12-volt charger in there. A glove box down here, and it's quite nice. That's sort of plasticky, but quite nice actually. This is a bit soft, and this is a little bit harder, but not too bad at all. Steering is nice. Look at that, two-tone. Great. Time to take it for a drive. Hey guys, while I've got your attention, make sure that you hit like, share, and subscribe, and support independent journalism channels like mine. You can do that at patreon.com, ko-fi.com, and of course right here on YouTube you can take out a voluntary paid subscription, or you can buy my books. I've got 3 books out at the moment: a full action thriller, The ULEZ Files, a collection of short stories, The Quantum Races, and How to Do What I Do, How to Be an Automotive Content Creator. All of those books are on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. If you buy any of those books, I'll be grateful, but if you buy all 3, I'll enter you into a prize draw to win this keyring and badge. This is an exclusive set. There's only 20 of these. 2 of them have already gone out, so there's still 18 left of these to be won if you buy all 3 of these books and send me proof that you have them. Now back to the video. Right, so here we are on the move, and I've actually had to adjust the seat back to actually bring it more forward. So in doing so, I've actually released even more room in the back. So that's quite good. Okay, so remember we're in eco mode. So I put my foot down, and it did take a while for it to actually kick down and get going. Let's try that again. Yeah, I mean, it does move, it shifts, it takes a while, but it takes a few seconds before it kicks down. And obviously the thing is to do now is to actually put it into sports mode. Oh, you can see that it kind of, the engine braking increased, that's for sure, because I think it downshifted. This is an automatic, of course. Oh, and the response was better, quicker, and more immediate. I think, oh, we got paddle shifts as well. I just noticed we have paddle shifts. Do we have a third, fifth? Yeah, it's telling me on the dashboard what gear I should be in, etc., etc. So let's keep it in eco mode for now. Literally just the 2 modes. Interesting that. I suppose it kind of makes sense, really, if you think about it, that all you really need is the sport mode and a regular mode. And if people are going, oh, regular mode, I don't want eco mode, they say, well, that's the only option. And that way you'll save fuel. I suppose that's reasonable, right? Well, let me know what you think, right? So what do I think about the looks of the car? I think it's interesting what Kia is doing and bringing this very definite family look now. I think the company, maybe it's approaching a sense of maturity where it wants to have that very sort of corporate family identity that a lot of major companies will do. Although part of me is like, well, yeah, but Kia and Hyundai, I mean, they both do this thing where, there isn't necessarily a fixed design theme with these brands. They can have very, very different looking cars. And particularly Kia, Hyundai with the Ioniq versions, because the Ioniq 6 is very different to the Ioniq 5, as you know. So I kind of like that, but at the same time, I can see that, they've reached this level of maturity, of recognition, where Kia itself now is a desirable, well-known, aspirational brand. And I guess they're thinking, well, let's have more of an identity for Kia, and approach it from that point of view. So I guess that kind of makes sense. And I mean, it's a really nice place to be honest with you. Interesting flat bottom, flat top, and flat bottom steering wheel. But it is quite nice. It feels sporty. The steering is interesting. It's got almost a sort of a sort of quirky Citroen-esque sort of feel to it in the way that they've designed the steering and stuff like that. So all good. So we are now on the motorway, and we're cruising at about 60. Not too bad. Very little sound noise, very little road roar, wind noise, I should say. Good leg room, not an issue. Yeah, even for my long legs. I thought I might put the seat back, but actually it's fine as it is. And it's all manual controls actually for the steering, so even to slide it back and forth, and then to raise and lower it, which you can do. Also, can reach adjustable for the steering as well. It is very serene, very smooth, very calm on the motorway. Brakes are very linear, no bitiness. It's all very, very refined and well done. The interesting thing is, although I'm sitting a little bit higher than your average car, obviously it's a compact SUV, that's what the Sportage has always been, but weirdly, I feel like I'm sitting in a car, and if anything, an estate car, because of the sort of slim rear window and the sort of the roof line and the way it is. Yes, I'm sitting a little bit higher, but I don't feel like I'm sitting in an SUV. I'm sitting in a car, in an estate car, in a wagon. That's kind of more the feeling of this car rather than sitting in an SUV, which is, I find interesting. I wonder if that's deliberate or just a byproduct of how the car has been designed. But like I said, I mean, that's not a major difference from the current one, because obviously the structure and everything is the same. So I did about 10 miles of motorway just now at about 60 to 70 miles per hour. And my fuel economy was 34 miles per gallon. I know 10 miles is not really enough to judge, but yes, that's not bad. So it's about on par, I guess, to what they're saying. But so far, very nice, very refined. You know, the thing about Kias these days is just how incredibly, you know, refined and sophisticated they feel. Like, pretty solid. They feel solid. They feel good quality. You know, there's no squeaks, there's no rattles, there's no shimmy, nothing. You know, it's absolutely a grown-up, proper car. Got the red of the sports mode now. The throttle response is a bit quicker. Yeah, oh, it does move. It moves, you know, it's not bad. I mean, we're talking, don't forget, I mean, you're talking about under 8 seconds. We're talking, you know, what used to be pretty much hot hatch territory not that long ago. So, and this is a, you know, compact family SUV. So that's not bad. Turning is pretty solid. Steering is accurate. Ride, I mean, we're on a rougher road now, but it's staying planted. It's body composure again, very good, very mature. Turn it in, accelerate out, not an issue. Good response at the helm. Handling pretty, you know, much neutral as you'd expect, but we weren't going that quick, to be honest. And although I've had it in sports mode for a while now, the economy has actually improved to 37.3. Interesting. Now, part of me thinks that I should drive the petrol version as well, but with less power and less economy, I have to say the hybrid is probably the way to go. You know, and hybrids are not what they used to be. I mean, hybrids, like, it's just imperceptible now, you know, and the technology is just there quietly working in the background to give you a little bit of extra performance and a little bit of extra economy. So it's a no-brainer. So it's like, why would you go for the petrol? Got the paddle shifts here, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely holding third, and it's not changing up. So this is a proper gearbox, you know. Even though I'm revving it, it's not changing up by itself. 6-speed. Put it back into drive. I don't really see the point of using the paddle shifts. Certainly not on this road. Maybe if you're in a more sportier situation, perhaps. But yeah, I'm not going to get much out of it. But they're there, and that's nice. What are the changes? Okay, just for academic purposes. Changes of, no, I mean, it's not really that snappy. Third gear. No, I mean, it takes a few seconds or so before it actually changes up. So again, limited use of the paddles. Really, it's like if you really need to hold the gear and stuff, that's probably when you want to do it. And this is in sports mode, so you'd expect it to be a bit snappier, but it isn't really. So honestly, just leave it in automatic. It's fine, especially for a car like this. I mean, what are you doing? I know it's called a Sportage, but why are you racing around in the Sportage for? You'll make your family sick. I don't like that. Right, so can you see in that camera? Because I know I said that, oh, maybe I won't bother taking out the petrol one, but you know what? I have picked up a petrol one. This is a Kia Sportage Pure 1.6 turbo front-wheel drive, 6-speed. Let me get to that in a minute. So this one, 0 to 62 miles per hour, 9.7 seconds, 119 miles per hour top speed, and it has 39.8 combined miles per gallon, not bad, and emissions 162 grams per kilometer. But here's the thing, you can see in that camera, this has got a manual gearbox. So yes, I knew I said that I wasn't going to bother taking another car out, but then I realized that they actually have a manual. The Kia are one of the few manufacturers that are still doing manual gearboxes in brand new cars. So I thought, well, rude not to. So let's give this a go. Right, so obviously this is a more basic model, so we don't get the two-tone steering wheel. We do get the full digital screen though, and we've pretty much got everything else. We've got the climate and, you know, the map search and the climate control, it's all there. The seats have got this normal material. Maybe this is the Dynamica material. I'm not sure. Maybe this is this is just normal canvasy material. Still comfortable, still the same. Still manual knob on the back here. Yeah, exactly. Everything feels the same, honestly. I looked at the boot. Supposedly a little bit more. I mean, to be honest, like visually you cannot detect any more space at all. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to discern any difference, frankly. So some good job there with the packaging of the battery. But the main thing is manual gearbox. Look at this. Oh, now we're talking. And this thing has got 3 modes. So this one does have an eco mode, which we're not going to bother with. Normal mode, which is what it was in just now. But sport mode, which is actually what it is. Actually, I might put it back into normal mode and then wait until we get out of here a little bit and then put it back into sports. So yeah, so this is the cheapo model, but actually the cheapo model has got all the kit and everything. It's got all the USBs and stuff like that. Pretty much identical. Just slightly less flash, if you like, in terms of the two-tone colors and what have you. But the main thing is, like, if you like driving manual cars, and if you're bemoaning the fact that the world is running out of brand new manual cars, well, thank God for Kia, because Kia is still bringing in manual cars. And in fact, of course, they just announced another car, didn't they? They're going to bring in as a manual. So yeah, you can still buy new manuals from Kia. Thank you, Kia. Oh, you know what? It does sound better as well. You just get more of that essence of that petrol engine. It's a bit gruffer, it's a bit rottier, it's a bit naughtier. And okay, so you're losing a second and a half. Honestly, you can't feel it. And the fact that you're changing gears yourself kind of makes up for that. So it's just the experience of having to downshift, about work the gears and roll your way up the gears. I think it makes all the difference. So whatever you lose in terms of outright performance, you gain in terms of satisfaction of actually driving the car. Oh yeah, build up the revs, change the gears. We got 4 speeds. So I still got steering correction is still there. I find steering correction so annoying. I know that I'm steering fine, so just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me enjoy this. The fact that you can still get a manual with a clutch and a gear lever. Come on, there's no handbrake. The handbrake is still on the right here. It's still so you have to sort of press that to release it. I'm guessing it probably auto releases as well, but anyway, that's what I've been doing. But here we go. And all of a sudden, the Sportage starts to live up to its sportier name. Not the snappiest of, I gotta be honest, it's not the snappiest, sharpest of changes. It's not like, suddenly we're in a sports car, but it's just the fact that you have a change, It's a little bit light, the change, and it's a little bit elasticy. But it's satisfying because it is still a manual change. I mean, subjectively, you've got to be honest and say that it probably is the same. There shouldn't really be any difference in the way the car feels, the way that it sits on the road, the way that it handles, and yet somehow you feel immediately more engaged with the driving process. And I think that immediately colors, your opinion of the car. So I've got to say, in this brief, light clutch, actually the clutch is quite meaty. It's all right, actually. It's easy. It'll be fine in traffic and stuff like that. It's just sort of just on the right side of usable, but satisfying as well. So that's nicely done. So well done, Kia. So, so scrap what I said earlier. What I said earlier about, hybrid's the one to go for, but actually save a bit of money. If you enjoy driving, if you want all the creature comforts and you don't want to be bothered with changing gear, then just go for the hybrid, right? If you want the automatic, just go for the hybrid. But if you want to get engaged in the sporty element of the Sportage, then have a look at this one, right? That's the way to go. So there you go. There's my review of the 2025 Kia Sportage. Let me know what you think of the car in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next review. Meanwhile, I'm just going to go and drive this a bit more because why the heck not? Woohoo! Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.